college girls playing today or boys?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rick Phillips for CampusNation.com, the sports animal. And we are live from the campus of Wilmington High School. We've got Lady Cane basketball. It's senior night here in Wilmington, and they are hosting the Cincinnati Christian Cougars. Obviously from Cincinnati, Ohio. I've got AJ Ganger, Roger Thompson on camera, yours truly, for this matchup tonight. We want to remind everybody that we are doing SCOL Championship Swimming on our other channel. You can see it there on our website. And feel free to maybe occasionally go over and listen to some of the meet action with Charlie Hargrave, Crystal Hargrave, and Rachel Hargrave. We've got all three Hargraves in to do that broadcast over from Wilmington College. I don't know anything about swimming other than, the water splashes, right?
Right.
What about you, AJ?
The only thing I know about swimming is Michael Phelps is awesome.
Now, he's not the one. No, let's not get into that.
Okay.
Anyway,
He's the one who went to Michigan, by the way.
He went to Michigan. Well, I'm glad you're changing your Michigan hat to a Cincinnati Reds hat. Not that the Reds are going to be that great this year, but that's better than the Michigan hat, no question.
If I had a Carolina hat, I'd wear that because, I want Carolina to win the Super Bowl.
Obviously, I'm a Broncos fan. It seems that we're always at odds. But one good thing I will say, just for the record here, the number one recruiting class in college football this year, once again, the Ohio State Buckeyes ranked number one in recruiting for the second year. So anyway,
who got the number one recruit overall, though?
Doesn't matter, AJ.
Yeah,
it's the class. It's not the one.
It's not like you guys are going to do anything in football anyways.
Right,
you lost everybody.
Yeah. All right.
And Cardell Jones is going bye-bye, and Ezekiel Elliott's going bye-bye.
Oh, they've been picked clean. But anyway, let's get on to the game today. We've got senior night here. The coach of the Lady Cane gave a very nice speech, I guess, when he was talking about his various seniors that were graduating here. And this is basically a young Hurricane team, though, AJ. You've got our information tonight. You've got information about their records, the teams, and also a note. Hopefully next week we'll pick up some sponsors. We want to do the Lady Cane at the first game of the tournament next Saturday from Lebanon High School. That gets underway at 11 o'clock with a 10:45 early morning start. So hopefully we'll get our sponsors together and be able to do that basketball game.
All right, thanks, Rick. The junior varsity score this evening, Wilmington winning that one 29-14 over the Cincinnati Christian Cougars. The Cincinnati Christian Cougars are coming into today's ball game with a 10-11 record, and so are the Lady Hurricane. Both teams are 10-11 this year, coming in to face each other. The Lady Hurricane have been playing some great basketball here recently in the last few weeks of the season. They've got one more game left, both of these teams with one more game left on their regular season schedule before they head into the sectional tournaments, Rick. And, the Wilmington Lady Hurricane all year long, they have really impressed me a lot, and they're starting to play some really great basketball as well.
And I think that, once again, we talk about this so many times when we're talking about young players versus, obviously, juniors and seniors. This Wilmington squad is flush with young, good talent. Just as an example, our freshman Jackson, she is just absolutely phenomenal. And I think that we see that in a lot of Wilmington sports. Even we were talking earlier today when we did the college broadcast, how young those two teams are. But one of the things as far as the SCOL goes, we've got a young Hurricane team. Obviously, Miami Trace has come on, and Greenfield McLean has been good the last couple years. Chillicothe's not a bad team. And this year, the surprise team was Clinton Massey. Massey has done very well in girls basketball. So the SCOL for this year and maybe for the next couple years, there's a lot of teams that have good young talent and maybe even JV squads that will be providing some additional talent for these teams in the next years to come.
Exactly. And just like you said, an 11 o'clock start for next weekend's game. in the sectional tournament. I don't know who they're going to play. Do you have any idea what the draw looks like right now?
The draw right now is the first team they play is a team they beat earlier this year, and that was the Chaminade Julienne Eagles.
Okay.
So, and they handled them, fairly well. They beat them down the stretch in the second half, and I would imagine they have a very good chance of going to that second round in the tournament, and maybe possibly even the third round. I'm not counting them out at all. Obviously, being young, it would be very hard to win a state championship at this stage of the game, but I think that they can go beyond maybe one game in the tournament as they did. We covered a Clinton Massey Wilmington team a couple years back when the Hooper twins were playing for Wilmington, and we're anxious to be able to do some more Hurricane tournament girls basketball starting with this next Saturday.
We also still have boys basketball to come with the Wilmington boys basketball team. Just one blemish on their record this season when that came to Archbishop Moeller. All the audio or all the video from the high school games, you have blocked all of those, correct, Rick?
Right. At the request of Wilmington High School, we have taken all the video and blocked that through the tournament. Now, that is with exception to the fact that all our tournament games will be on the site for the 2 weeks that we are allowed to post them until the tournament's over. So we will have Wilmington boys, basketball, but it'll be just the tournament games as far as they go through the tournament. And remember, it takes 8 games to win a state championship in basketball. And so the first 4 games, I think the Hurricane, once again, are a shoo-in. I think they'll blow through the first 3 games of the sectional, and I think that once again they'll face probably a LaSalle or a Moeller, a very strong Cincinnati team, or maybe even Wayne in the districts, which will be at Wright State University this year. And then it's on to the regionals for 2 games at Xavier University, and then to the Schott Center for the last 2 games, which would be the semis and the championship games in boys basketball.
We've got about 9 minutes and 40 seconds until we get our starting lineups and the national anthem underway here live from Fred Summers Court. Don't forget, today's ball game is being brought to you by Bogart's Southern Barbecue, located at 975 South Street here in Wilmington, Ohio. Stop in and see Marty Bogart and tell him thank you for providing all of the Wilmington Hurricane sports action, including the swim meet going on right now from Wilmington College in that pool. The SCOL boys and girls high school swim meet going on right now over there. We are covering that with live audio and delayed video tomorrow afternoon.
Right, and there was a sellout crowd over there. There was standing room only. A lot of interest in swimming, and of course, Wilmington College has a fantastic facility in order to be able to see that kind of an event. Probably the only thing I would say negative is that there's just not enough seats.
That is the old YMCA pool too as well over there. I mean, they don't have it like a huge area. I mean, swimming, you think of swimming, you don't think it really as a spectator sport, but it really is. I mean, just like I was listening to Charlie a little bit before we went on the air, there are going to be people there screaming and yelling for their kids and cheering them on when they're in the pool. So, I mean, there are a lot of people that are really interested in that sport of swimming, and it's rare to see high schools around the areas have swim teams and have meets like this. So it's really, really cool to be able to go over there and cover that as well.
Well, and it's great because of the 8 schools in the SCOL League, 7 of them are represented. East Clinton is the only school that doesn't have a swim team. All the other schools have swim teams, not necessarily representing a swimmer in every category, in every meet, in every heat, but all the schools are represented other than East Clinton, so there is a big turnout, and this is a first for us, first time we've done any kind of swimming on Campus Nation, so we are anxious to see this be successful, and in the future we'd like to do other swimming and possibly even maybe do some college swimming.
Hey, Rick, why don't you go over our schedule for the next week here as we're counting down to tip-off here from Fred Summers Court. What do we got coming in next week, Rick?
Well, this next week we've filled a couple blank spaces that we had on our calendar with some boys high school action. We are going to be on Monday which would be the 8th, we're going to be at Greenfield McLean for the Tigers taking on the Clinton Massey Falcons. And that is this Monday, the 8th. That game will get underway with our pregame at 7:30. The game tips off at 7:45. And then on Tuesday, we've got boys high school basketball from Lees Creek, Ohio. We've got the Cedarville Indians at the East Clinton Astros. Once again, that game gets underway at 7:15 with our pregame, 7:30 tip-off on our Tuesday night game. Then we're back to Wilmington on Wednesday night, and that is Wilmington College. We've got women's college basketball. The Otterbein Cardinals come in to play the Wilmington Fighting Quakers, the Lady Quakers, and that is Wednesday evening. The pregame starts at 7:15 with the tip-off at 7:30. Then to wrap up the week of next week, we've got a rematch of probably the best game that we've had this year with the boys as far as from Wilmington in the SCOL, and that is the Washington Blue Lions. They'll be in to play the boys on Thursday evening, and that will be, once again, a 7:15 tip-off with our pregame at 7:15 and the game at 7:30. There'll be no games on Friday. We get a day off. I get to see my grandson on Friday, and then we'll have a lineup on Saturday, but we'll mention that later in the week.
Yeah, I know Saturday's a big game, too, for the boys. Just to mention that one, because they travel to Springfield to take on the Wildcats there, who narrowly almost beat Wayne, you said last night. It was by 2 or 3 points. In fact, some upsets, as we will say. Moeller got beat not once but twice this past week. They got beat by LaSalle, and then they got beat by Cincinnati Elder, who was ranked 10th in the state rankings. LaSalle wasn't even ranked. And so Moeller now has, I believe, 3 or 4 losses. Of course, that's Wilmington's only loss. So I don't know how that will play as far as today was supposed to be the draw for boys basketball. And I don't have any information at this point as far as where Wilmington was seated or where they'll end up in the draw. I checked the Ohio Athletic Association's website, and nothing's been posted as of yet. As soon as we get any information, we'll let you know as far as where they're seated and where they'll be playing. More than likely, it will be in Cincinnati at Lakota West High School. Scott Kaufman is the tournament manager down there. We've worked with him last year. There should be 3 games at Lakota West, and then the next game will be the districts at Rice State University, my favorite place, obviously. And then we'll have the regionals at Xavier University in Cincinnati, and then the Schott Center for the last 2 games. We've got about 4 minutes left before we get this game underway. Sounds like we're over at the college with this music. This is like the college favorite music, right? Exactly. I do know that I think the boys' sectional brackets will be posted tomorrow, the 7th. So be on the lookout on the Ohio Athletic Association website for the sectional draws tomorrow. I'm sure Rick will post the schedule once we know who is playing who and where.
Right.
To be able to cover those games as well. And you said we picked up a couple games this week with Greenfield McLean and East Clinton, both boys basketball teams. We got some good rapport with those teams, so that's really cool that we picked up a couple more SCOL teams to cover.
Yeah, and obviously, we do have a definite interest in the SCOL. That's why we do the swimming championships tonight. But we have a good relationship with other SCOL schools. We were at Chillicothe last night. All the ADs in the league are happy to host us when we need to go on the road, and they're always very gracious. They get us whatever we need and make sure that we've got all the information that we need on the teams in order to be able to bring you these games. So the SCOL obviously is our primary league simply because we follow Wilmington, and that's our primary school. We follow Wilmington sports. But needless to say, we have a great affection for the other teams, not just in our county like Clinton Massey and East Clinton, but also the other teams in the SCOL. And so we try to fill our openings in our schedule, particularly around this time of the year, with additional basketball action so that you get to see the teams that you don't necessarily see all the time when Wilmington's playing them. Yes, you see them, but other times you don't see them get to match up. And we've brought Greenfield McLean and Unioto. We've had Greenfield McLean and a couple other teams that they've played. We've had East Clinton a few times on Campus Nation, and we try to fill those spots like we are tomorrow or Monday night and Tuesday night.
Be on the lookout as well for maybe some spring sports. Hopefully we'll be able to maybe cover some spring sports
baseball,
this year.
softball, tennis.
And
I'm going to run next to the girls in cross country and the guys in cross country.
Track.
That's true. Cross country's in the fall. But when they're out and they're running, I'll be there. Of course, I am a great 2-mile runner. That's not 2 mile now. I guess it's meters. But anyway, I'm a great 2-mile runner. At least I was. I could probably do the 2 mile now in about 20 minutes.
All right, about a minute 20. We're going to get ready for our starting lineups and our national anthem here live from Fred Summers Court. You're listening to live girls high school basketball on campusnation.com. The Sports Animal, your home for high school and college sports.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wilmington's Fred Summers Court. Wilmington High School, through its athletic department, extends to each of you a cordial welcome. Wilmington High School and Cincinnati Christian High School are members of the Ohio High School Athletic Association and abide by the rules and regulations set forth by the association to maintain high standards of conduct, competition, and relation with member schools. The officials for tonight's game are Chris Branscombe, John Seiler, and Todd Bowerman. These individuals are registered by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Their experience and integrity qualify them to administer the rules of the game. An attitude of good sportsmanship should be upheld by all spectators, players, and coaches during tonight's game. Before we get started lineup, we ask you to please rise, remove any hats, as we pause to honor America with our national anthem.
Roger, are you causing this technical difficulty? All right. Oh, that was a good ad-lib there. Saved your bacon. That was great. Well, we were having some definitely some difficulties with the audio portion of the Star Spangled Banner, and the crowd simply just chimed in and raised their voices. That was great. And for the Cougars. Julie Snyder. Taylor Spalding.
Number 14,
Julia Carroll.
Number 33,
Ali Satzer.
And number 32,
Grace Inmeton. Those are your Cincinnati Christian Cougars. What do we got for Wilmington, AJ?
Jateza Johns, the only senior on the Wilmington team. Maya Jackson, number 5. Susanna Johns, number 15. Caitlin Jamil, number 23. And number 33, Tanner Stewart.
Sophomore, Caitlin Jamil, number 23. And a junior, Tanner Stewart, on her 17th birthday, number 33. They're coached by Mark Short.
So this is Taylor's 17th birthday.
Tanner Stewart.
Right.
Cincinnati Christian is coached by Paul Owens, assisted by Matthew Henderson.
All right, we're ready for some basketball here. Lady Kane taking on the Cincinnati Christian Cougars. Right here on CampusNation.com, the Sports Animal, your home for high school and college sports.
We've got 8 minutes on the clock for the first quarter of action. Don't forget to check out live SCOL swimming action if you're on our other Campus Nation channel. But if you like basketball better than swimming, stick here.
And this is old school, AJ. We're using microphones
I know.
rather than our headsets.
I know, because you gave Charlie the headsets.
Well, it is kind of noisy
They're
there.
going to be all dirty now because you gave them to Charlie.
Oh, you think?
All right, Cincinnati Christian begins with the basketball. Number 33, Statzer gave it off in the corner. Back out over here to Statzer. Now gives it off to Snyder, number 4. Snyder inside. Statzer passes it back outside to Edmondson. Edmondson. Get it back to Statzer and a carry against Cincinnati Christian. Ball's going to Wilmington, so a turnover to begin the ball game. Wilmington with the basketball. Jackson gives it off to Johns. Outside to Susanna Johns. Bad pass thrown away, going to back to Cincinnati Christian. So both teams with a turnover to begin the ball game this evening.
A little bit of nerves.
And a shot by number 4 Snyder is no good. Rebounded by the Lady Kane. Here comes Jackson. She'll take it all the way herself. No good on the shot. Rebounded by Johnson. No good on the second chance shot. Followed up by number 32 with the rebound. Edmondson. Statzer goes up.
Oh.
Foul hard.
Sound like somebody hit there.
Oh, yeah, someone got rocked. Caitlin Jamil did. She's got up. She's all right.
That was on number 33, Allie Schetzer, her first, team first.
That was a charge.
So, yep, that was a charge on Statzer.
They're going to take her out just to make sure that she's okay.
So that's the team's first foul and Statzer's first charge personal foul. So Wilmington will have the basketball.
22, Faith Sanderson in the ball game for the Hurricane.
Faith Sanderson into the ball game for the Lady Kane. Jackson gets the inbound and she'll take it up the floor here for the Lady Kane. Sanderson receives the rock. Gives it off to Jatasia Johns, or we'll give it off to Susanna Johns. Susanna drives, one-hander up, good.
Nice shot. So Wilmington draws first blood, AJ.
The first points of the ball game here. Wilmington showing pressure on D. Full court press. Snyder gives it off to number 14, Carroll, who misses the shot. Wilmington Jatasia Johns pulls down the rebound, gives it off to Maya Jackson. Jackson down the floor, going up with the layup. Too short, no good. Rebound pulled down by Edmondson and the Cougars. And this one's stolen away by Susanna Johns to Maya Jackson. 2 on 3, no good on the layup by Maya. Rebound pulled down by Statzer. And the Cougars, Statzer looking to go coast to coast. She does, and she's going to get fouled, I believe, by Tanner Stewart, number 33.
That'll be in the act of shooting, so that'll be 2 shots, AJ.
Our first personal foul. And the team's first, shooting 2. Statzer will be shooting 2 at the line now for the Cougars. First one's up and good. In the ball game for Wilmington, number 20, Sarah Quallen. And Caitlin Jamil's back into the ball game for Jatasia Johns. Second shot here for Statzer is up and good. 2-2 is our score. 5:47 to go in the first quarter of play. Susanna Johns gives it to Faith Sanderson. Faith was looking to drive, and Mark wants a timeout, a full timeout, and he is not happy at all. So we're going to take a timeout. 2-2 is our score. Here's about 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, Rick.
Yeah, both teams a little sloppy as far as up and down the court. A lot of action, but no scoring. And with a 2-2 score, we take our first timeout.
Hey, Rick, why don't you let everybody know who our sponsor is this evening?
Well, as with all hurricane sports, including the SCOL meet that we're doing there at Wilmington College, it's Bogart's Southern Barbecue. They are at 975 South Street in Wilmington, Ohio. You can dine in, or you can carry out, or you can go through the drive-through window. Just don't drive through the drive-through window. Their phone number is 937-655-8100. Give Marty a call and try some of that delicious barbecue, because I know tomorrow, Thursday, we get some pie. Good.
At least you get the pie.
Sweet potato
pie.
Well, you got to be here on Thursday, AJ.
Yeah. Work is more important. Susanna Johns with the basketball. Gives it off to Faith Sanderson. Gives it off to Maya Jackson. Jackson gives it off to Jamil. Over to Susanna Johns. On the wing. Left side. Sarah Quallen. Gives it off to Maya Jackson. Three-pointer is nothing but net for Maya Jackson. Statzer gives it off on the other end of the floor. Bad passing by Cincinnati Christian. It's stolen away by Caitlin Jamil. Jamil goes up with the shot. Blocked, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Cincinnati Christian.
Wilmington. Still with Wilmington.
Excuse me, it's going to stay with Wilmington, yes. Jackson to inbound, gets it into Susanna Johns. Johns throws it back to Jackson in the corner. Inside to Sarah Quallen. Quallen kicks it back outside to Maya Jackson. Gives it out to Faith Sanderson. Drives, finds the lane. Good lane.
Oh, nice.
Bucket by Faith Sanderson there, Rick.
Right off her fingertips.
Wilmington now brings it out to a 7-2 lead with 4:45 to go in the first quarter of play. Number 32, Edmondson with the basketball. Edmondson looking, finds Statzer. Statzer gets it stolen away. Good job by Sanderson to work that steal. Gives it to Jackson with the pickup, and the ball is thrown away off a Cincinnati Christian player, and the ball is going to stay with the Hurricane. Jackson gets it into Jamil. Wide open three from the wing. No good. Rebounded by Statzer and the Cougars.
Can we tell them what direction they were headed?
Throws it up to Edmondson. No good. Rebounded by Faith Sanderson going left to right. Sanderson.
Oh, that's a charge.
Oh, Sanderson's going to get charged with a charge. Good job by Statzer to take that charge. Had her feet set and everything.
That was a hard charge, too.
That's her Faith Sanderson's first. Team's second.
No, wait a minute. Are they saying something about shooting two? Wilmington coach not agreeing with the charge, but it looked like a charge to me.
Statzer gets the inbound, gives it back to Edmondson. Takes it across half court now. Looking, trying to find somebody. Nearly traveled. And
Yes, she did.
Double dribble.
Steps.
Double dribble there.
Wow.
So another turnover here by Cincinnati Christian. The ball is going back to the Lady Hurricane. Maya Jackson gets the inbound. She'll bring it up past half court. 3:52 to go in the first quarter of play. 7-2. Wilmington's in the lead. Sanderson with the ball on the wing. Gives it to Leah Frisco. And
nice.
Frisco with the bucket for the Hurricane. And Sarah Quallen nearly gets the steal.
Foul.
And she's going to get charged with a personal foul as Taylor Spalding was working against Sarah Quallen. No, the Cougars inbounding. Nice pass wide open. Edmondson on the inbound. And there's 2 more points for the Cougars. Faith Sanderson with the ball over here on the right wing. Looking for anybody. Gives it off to Jamil, who gives it to Frisco. Frisco back to Jamil. Kaylin Jamil on the wing. Gives it off to Maya Jackson up top, who's going to call the offense now. 3:10 to go in the first quarter. And Jackson throws it away, trying to find Sarah Quallen. The Cougars with the basketball on the inbound. Gets it into Statzer. Statzer working against Jackson here. Gives it back to Edmondson. Over to Snyder. Snyder gets a pick. And it's stolen away on the pass by Faith Sanderson. Leah Frisco all by herself, and she's fouled hard, and she'll be shooting 2 at the line. Fouls on Julia Snyder. That's her first and the team's second, so shooting 2. Leah Frisco at the line. First shot for Frisco is up and good. Second shot for Frisco is good as well. 2 for 2 to make it Wilmington 11 and the Cougars 4. And that one is going to be lost out of bounds by Statzer. Bad ball handling. And it's a turnover. The ball's going back to the Hurricane. Sanderson gets the inbound pass. Gives it off to Frisco. Frisco puts up a tough shot. No good. Saves it from going out of bounds, though. And puts up a second chance shot. No good. And that's going to be a foul against Leah Frisco. Wilmington's 4th team foul and Frisco's first. 2:35 to go in the first quarter of play. Well, Jackson nearly had that one stolen away. Statzer, though, gets it off to Snyder on the other side of the floor. Pass inside to number 14, Carroll, and it's stolen away off the block. Here comes Jackson. Gives it to Jamil. Jamil to Frisco, over to Faith Sanderson. 2:15 to go first quarter. Wilmington 11, Cincinnati Christian 4. Maya Jackson on the wing. Gives it to Caitlin Jamil, over to Leah Frisco now on the other wing. Nice pass inside, nearly stolen away by Snyder, but the ball's knocked out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Wilmington. Hannah Randall into the ball game now for Cincinnati Christian. Jackson will inbound. Gets it into Quallen. Nice job to take that one away from Spalding. And Quallen with the easy bucket. Spalding with the ball now. Gives it out to Statzer. Statzer drives. And no shot. The foul is on the floor. And Sarah Quallen will be charged with her second foul, and the team's 5th already. So Tanner Stewart and Susanna Johns back into the ball game now for the Hurricane. Edmondson gets the inbound. Quick shot is short. Looked like it was tipped. Sanderson gives it off to Maya Jackson. Gives it off to Faith Sanderson. Sanderson to Jackson. Back outside to Sanderson. Goes up with it. No good. Leah Frisco pulls down the rebound hard. Turns around. Gets the shot off. Nearly makes it, but she's fouled.
You know, it's remarkable. It's almost like Wilmington basketball, whether you're girls basketball or boys basketball or varsity or freshmen, they all play the same. They play with that hard defense, that stifling defense, and they're always fast breaking.
First shot is up and good. Second shot for Frisco is up and good as well. 15-4, an 11-point lead here for the Cane with 1:24 to go in the first quarter of play. Snyder with the ball on the other end. She's trapped. She's got to get rid of it. Tries to get it to Statzer. Ball is knocked out of bounds.
Looks like
it was a foul. And the foul is going to be on Susanna Johns. Her first, team's sixth. And another foul going to be charged. I think this one's going to be on Faith Sanderson. It is. That's her second to team seventh. So now it's going to be a 1-and-1 for the rest of the half here, Rick. Wilmington picking up 7 quick fouls in this first quarter.
Well, obviously, something's been working. They're ahead 15-4. I think they've got a little bit of edge here.
1-and-1. Statzer at the line. Front end of the 1-and-1 is no good. Rebound pulled down by Stewart. He gives it to Frisco, gives it to Jackson, and she'll take it up past half court. Jackson loses the handle on it. Stolen away by Spalding. Spalding gives it to Statzer. Now gives it off to number 22, Randall. Randall, bad ball handling, nearly lost it. Snyder throws it away, and Maya Jackson nearly stole it.
And took out the scores table.
Yeah, ball goes out of bounds, and it'll stay with Cincinnati Christian here. 39 seconds to go in the first quarter. Statzer to inbound. Gets it into Edmondson. Back outside to Statzer. 35 seconds. Snyder on the other end of the floor now. Driving. Going up with a jumper. No good. Rebounded by Leah Frisco. Frisco takes it up past half court. Kicks it out to Johns. The jumper. Airballed. Rebounded by Spalding. 20 seconds to go here until the end of the first quarter. Other end, Randall makes her move to the bucket. Easy layup for 2. 10 seconds here. Maya Jackson with the ball. Gives it off to Susanna Johns. Back to Jackson. 3 seconds on the drive. The foul. And Maya Jackson will be shooting 2 with 1 second left to go here in the first quarter of play.
You can always see the leader of the team because they want the ball in that last second scoring possibility. Maya Jackson, Jaren Cumberland. You can always tell they're ready to shoot the ball and to add those last second points.
First shot for Jackson was up and no good. Second shot for Jackson is up, and that one is good. So Wilmington got a point, and that's the end of the first quarter of play. A 10-point lead for the Lady Hurricane here at the end of the first quarter of play as they lead Cincinnati Christian 16-6. Here live on CampusNation.com, the Sports Animal, your home for high school and college sports.
And Jamil back in for the Hurricane, and Julia Carroll back in for Cougar.
Hey, bro, I'm broadcast right now. Hey, I'll call you when I'm done. All right?
I'd like to thank the girls basketball team for the lovely decorations they have out this evening. They all did this just before the game this evening. I think it looks really nice. Thank you, girls.
And again, just like every high school action here on CampusNation.com, we are bringing you this game sponsored by Bogart Southern Barbecue, 975 South South Street here in Wilmington, Ohio. Stop in and say hi to Marty and try some of the best tasting barbecue in the Cincinnati area. Wilmington begins with the basketball to begin our second quarter, leading 16-6. Maya Jackson with the ball, tried to fit it off to Stewart, and it's stolen away by Randall. Wilmington, though, showing some press. Statzer with the ball, and Maya Jackson nearly gets another steal there. She's all over the ball. Snyder gets the inbound pass, gives it off to Randall. Randall on the drive, loses the ball out of bounds, going back to the Lady Hurricane.
Hurricane pressure forced her out of bounds.
Quallen inbounds it here to Jackson, and Jackson will take it up the floor. 7:35 to go in the first half. Jackson inside to Quallen. Quallen finds Susanna Johns.
Nice feed.
That's a nice little backdoor cut there by Susanna Johns for 2 points. Snyder gives it off to Randall on the other end of the floor. Cross court, intercepted by Maya Jackson. Another turnover for Cincinnati Christian. Now Jackson gives it off to Kayla Jamil in the corner. Three-pointer is no good. Jamil gets her own rebound, gives it back to Maya Jackson, and Jackson will shoot a three of her own, and it's no good. Ball goes out of bounds.
Good hustle on the part of the Hurricane.
Here come the Cougars down the floor. Carroll gives it off to Snyder, who gives it back to Statzer. And a foul, I believe, against Caitlin Jamil. That's her first and the team's eighth. So at the line, shooting a 1-and-1, number 33 Statzer. First shot, no good on the front end. Rebounded by Leah Frisco, gives it right to Maya Jackson. Jackson gives it off in the corner to Kayla Jamil. Nice move by Jamil to drive, and she hands it right off to Leah Frisco for the easy bank shot.
That was easy.
Wilmington 20, Cincinnati Christian 6. 6.5 minutes to go. And
getting flustered here.
Yeah, they nearly lost that one. Gives it back to Snyder. Nope, stolen away by Susanna Johns, and she
missed
couldn't
the
make
layup.
the easy layup.
And fouled.
Now she's going to get charged with a foul.
That was frustration. Susanna misses the easy layup. She's frustrated. She comes back and fouls.
That's her second and the team's ninth, so Statzer will be shooting another 1-and-1. First shot is up and no good again. They can't make their free ones. Jackson with the ball. Gives it off to Jamil in the corner. Jamil on the drive. A whistle.
Baseline?
A foul on the baseline, yep. Number 22, Randall. Her first, team's fifth. Jackson gets in to Frisco, and Frisco's fouled right away. I believe that one's going to be on Snyder. That's her second, the team's sixth. Jackson gets it into Faith Sanderson. Sanderson kicks it out to Jamil. Jamil now going to drive. She found a nice little lane, missed it. Quallen there on the rebound, misses that shot. Ball's loose on the floor. Last touch by a Hurricane, and it's going back to the Cougars now. 5:57 to go in the first half of play. Wilmington still leading this one 20-16 over the Cougars. Snyder gives it back to Statzer, gives it up and
throws
that one away.
Off a Hurricane.
Nope, it's going to go back to Wilmington because I don't think Leah Frisco touched it. She whiffed on it.
Whiffed. She attempted.
Maya Jackson with the basketball. She'll bring it up past half court. Gives it off to Faith Sanderson, and a foul away from the ball. I believe an offensive foul against Sarah Quallen. That's her third.
Yeah, no shooting on a player control foul in high school, so.
Stewart back into the ball game. Snyder has the basketball, pushes it up to Randall,
wow.
and Randall's going to get fouled by Faith Sanderson. That's her third.
Faith Sanderson, number 22, her third, team 10.
Both Quallen and Sanderson have.
Yeah, Wilmington's going to need to build up their lead so that they can, because these girls may foul out in this game.
Randall makes the first of two as they're in the double bonus for the last 5:35 of the half. Second shot is up. No good by Randall. Rebounded by Jackson and Hurricane. Jackson with the basketball. Looking to drive. Gives it off to Johns. No good on that shot. Rebounded by Randall and the Cougars. And that one is thrown away, going back to Wilmington.
Must have zigged when you zag, huh?
There's nobody around that in that area either, Rick.
Well, there was someone sitting at the scores table.
Jackson with the ball after the inbound pass. 5:10 to go in the first half. Leah Frisco gives it off to Jamil. Over to Johns. Now to Tanner Stewart inside to Leah Frisco. Goes up, no good. Gets her own rebound. The second chance is no good. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson
and
with
fouled.
The basket and one. Fouls on number 30, Taylor Spalding, her first, team seventh.
Third time's the charm, AJ.
Yeah. Three-point play completed by Maya Jackson. 23-7, Lady Hurricane in the lead. Under 5 to play in the first half. Oh, nice pass.
Now that was a nice play.
By Carroll to Randall.
And well executed.
So a 2-point shot there by the Cougars. Tanner Stewart.
That almost looked like a travel.
Yep, gives it off to Frisco to Jamil. Jamil gives it off to Jackson. Running the offense up top.
4.5 minutes left in this first half.
Stewart on the wing. Gives it out to Jatasia Johns. And tried to fit it inside to Stewart. Stolen away by Statzer and the Cougars. Here comes Statzer down the floor. Statzer's going to get fouled by Jackson. That's her first. Statzer will be shooting 2 at the line.
The collision sounded worse than it really was.
First one is up and good. What happened was they got their feet tangled up.
Yeah.
Second one is in and out and then back in. So good on both those free throws. And here comes Jackson up the floor to Jamil in the corner. Tried to fit it inside to Johns, and it's stolen away by Statzer. She's in trouble. And Cincinnati Christian will get the timeout off here with 4:05 to go in the first half. 30-second timeout. Wilmington leading Cincinnati Christian 23-11 here live on CampusNation.com. The Sports Animal, your home for high school and college sports. Don't forget earlier tonight was the junior varsity game. Wilmington beating Cincinnati Christian 29-14. Rick?
And as a programming note, this Monday we've got boys high school basketball. The Clinton Massey Falcons will be traveling to Greenfield to play the McLean Tigers. We'll have that game starting at 7:30 with our pregame. The tip-off will be at 7:45. So join us for boys high school basketball this Monday, the Massey Falcons against the McLean Tigers.
After the 30-second timeout, the Cougars have the basketball. Snyder will bring it up the floor. Give it off to Statzer. Nice pass. Statzer tried to find a lane and close quickly. Threw it out to Randall. Randall back outside to Statzer. Statzer got cut off on the drive. Kicks it back out to Snyder. Snyder loses it. Bad ball control. A jump ball. And the ball will stay with Cincinnati Christian. Cougars will inbound from underneath their own basket. And stolen away by Leah Frisco. Nice steal.
That was one-handed.
And the save. Jatasia Johns after the feed from Jackson misses the shot. Jackson had the rebound. And Spalding pulled it down, and it's going to be a travel against Cincinnati Christian.
I was going to say it couldn't have been Maya Jackson because she didn't have the ball really in her possession to travel.
Jackson looking for somebody, gets it into Stewart. Stewart driving. Stewart going up. No good on the shot. Rebound pulled down by Carroll. Gave it off to Snyder. Good defense by Wilmington. They're all around the ball. You can't pass it anywhere on this court right
I'm telling you, they look like the guys. Really a very swarming defense. Sure, they've racked up the fouls, but it's helped in their performance overall.
Spalding misses the jumper there. Ball's loose. Goes that back out of bounds, and it stays with the Cougars. Spalding. It's a jump ball. The arrow goes to Wilmington, so a turnover there for Cincinnati Christian. And a bucket for Jatasia John, and one on the foul. Fouls on number 33. Statzer, her second, and the team's eighth. The senior getting a bucket in the ball game.
Right.
She'll be having three-point play is up, no good, but Tanner Stewart almost had the rebound. Jackson picks it up. Another possession for Wilmington. Three-pointer by Jamil is no good. Ball's loose. Rebounded by Spalding, who's trapped in the corner and just barely gets it off to Snyder. Snyder to Randall. Randall nearly lost that one out of bounds. Ball still flopping around out there. It gets knocked out of bounds by Maya Jackson. The ball stays with Cincinnati Christian. 25-11, Lady Hurricane in the lead. 2:44 to go in the first half. Snyder with the inbound and the drive, and she's going to get fouled and shoot two. Fouls on Jatasia Johns. That's her first and the team's 10th, obviously. Shooting two is Snyder. First one is up. No good. Second one is up. That one is good. One of two. Wilmington with the ball now. Jackson to Johns to Jamil. Nice offensive passing there right to Frisco. Inside for the bank layup.
That was great passing.
27-12. Snyder with the basketball. Snyder on the drive. Gives it off. Carroll lost it in the air. Ball's loose. Goes out of bounds. And it stays with the Cougars. Inbound is tipped right into the arms of Randall. Jumper up. No good. Rebounded by Leah Frisco, who gives it off to Jackson. Here comes Jackson down the floor. The drive, the shot is no good. And the rebound's pulled down by Snyder and the Cougars. And she'll give it off to Statzer. Statzer takes it up the floor. Gives it off. Randall now with the basketball. Gives it off to Statzer. Nearly lost it. Statzer with the drive and a charging foul.
She was fouled before the charge.
Statzer's going to get hit with two fouls, and then she's going to get a technical.
Well, I think that she was right. There's no question she was fouled before the. So the Cougars have, they have a reasonable. It's reasonable for them to be upset because she was fouled before she was actually charged with the charge. Got to agree with the Cougars on this one.
Both of the technical foul shots are no good by Jackson. Inbound comes into Jackson after the technical foul, and Statzer has 4 now. Caitlin Jamil tried to go inside. Bad pass. Stolen away. Here goes Randall down the floor. Loses the ball out of bounds, and it stays with the Cougars.
Nice pass in.
Spalding misses the jumper, though. Rebounded by Leah Frisco. Frisco inside. Good on the shot by Leah Frisco. And she's got 12 points tonight, Rick.
She's having a good game.
Snyder with the ball. Kicks it outside. Jumper, no good. Rebounded by Jackson. Randall was on the shot. Caitlin Jamil, no good on that. No foul called. Rebounded by Randall. Gives it off to Snyder. Snyder will now take it across half court. Give it off. Nope. Stolen away by Leah Frisco. Jamil to Jatasia Johns, who gives it out to Maya Jackson, who's fouled. Fouls on number 4, Julie Snyder.
Cougars coaching staff, they're getting increasingly frustrated. There have been some calls here that were questionable. There's no doubt about that.
First one up, no good by Jackson. Thacker into the ball game, number 11 for the Cougars. Second shot by Jackson. That one is good. 45 seconds to go now. Randall gives it off to Carroll, gives it back to Randall, over to Thacker. Thacker cross court to Randall. Randall driving, goes up with it, no good. Rebounded by Carroll, no good. Rebounded by Jackson. And the Hurricane, here goes Jackson, wants to run, take it coast to coast, and it's good for Maya Jackson for 2. 20 seconds to go here in the first half. Randall wants to take it coast to coast herself. Step back jumper is no good. Rebounded by Spalding, who is fouled on the shot.
And she'll be shooting 2.
Fouls on Tanner Stewart, her second.
Tanner Stewart, her second. Team 10, shooting 2, number 30. Taylor Spalding.
Spalding will be shooting 2. First one is up and no good.
I think these Cougars are kind of intimidated by the Hurricane. They've been playing them so closely. It's almost like they're snake bit.
Second one is no good as well. Rebounded by Maya Jackson. 10 seconds to go here. Jackson's going to bring it up the floor. Step up. Jumper. No good. Fighting for the rebound. Gets her own rebound. Tried to drive for it. And a whistle. And
are they
going
to call another foul?
And I think we're going to have foul shots here before the end of the half. Number 14, Julia Carroll, her second.
That was called from under the basket, so he had a good vantage point.
So Maya Jackson will have 2 free throws here before the end of the half. First one's up. No good.
She's not been shooting her foul shots very well. When those technicals...
She gets to shoot another one because somebody was not behind the line. So the first one is up and good. And the second one for Jackson is no good. All right. And we're going to go into halftime now. Lady Hurricane leading Cincinnati Christian 33-12 at the half. Here live from Fred Summers Court in the middle school gym. You're listening to live high school girls basketball on campusnation.com. The Sports Animal, your home for high school and college sports.
Just a reminder, we are carrying the SCOL Swimming Championships on our other channel right there on campusnation.com. So during this halftime lull, you might want to tune in and listen to Charlie Hargrave and his daughter Crystal Hargrave and see some of the, or at least hear some of the action right there in the swimming championships. All the video is tape delayed and will be available tomorrow evening, more than likely. We're going to have several hours of swimming tonight, probably till 10, 11 o'clock tonight, girls and boys swimming, and we'll have all that action right here on Campus Nation.
Well, some of the foul calls or non-foul calls were questionable. That one they called on the young lady, she was fouling.
Yep. A long time before that. You know, I still say that, like boys, to me, they're getting out their calls. Should have one of the fouls called on the feet.
When you come in ranked 65th in the state, you get you're a chairman and you score 2,000 plus points. You earn the calls. So there's a certain, that's the same thing in any sport at any level. When you are who you are, you earn a reputation. It intimidates the
Cincinnati Christian wanted to back up here.
I guess, if they play home and away, and I don't know whether we played them away last year. But once again, I'm assuming it's not a Christian. Could be either, a private homeschool type education. So they probably don't have, although they must be Division
Christian Hill Southern. That's CHCA. Christian Hill. Cincinnati Hills Creek are at. I don't know where this school is. Yeah, that's obvious.
Looks like yes.
Again, at the end, we're at halftime here at Fred Summers Court in the middle school gym on the campus of Wilmington High School. Our score, Wilmington 33 and Cincinnati Christian 12. At the break, leading scorer for Wilmington is number 34, Leah Frisco, with 12 points, and right behind her with 11 is Amaya Jackson right now. And with 5 points for the Cougars is number 22, Randall, right now at the break. 33-12, Rick, and we were talking throughout that first half and a little bit at halftime about the fouls. I mean, there's a lot of fouls being called right now, and some of them are ticky-tack, and other ones just aren't getting called, and then they're getting called the other way. So they're not being consistent with the foul calling, Rick.
Right, and both teams were eventually in the double bonus in that first half. I don't know how it'll be in the second half, but I talked briefly with the Cougars coach, and I kind of felt bad because I agreed with him. I thought that the Cougar, she was fouled going under the basket out here before she actually went under the basket, and then to end up being charged with a foul for charging in that same play.
And then get a technical for saying something.
Right.
I mean, she shouldn't have said something. I don't know what was said. We both don't know what was said, but
no.
Still, I mean, But
it does get frustrating, and so there obviously there are questionable calls in any game. I just think that some of them are a little more blatant than others, and that one was one of those that I would say, at least from our vantage point. We had a real good vantage point, same because we sit right next to the visiting team's bench,
right?
So they see the same things we do, and. We've seen enough basketball, AJ. We can tell in most cases when there is a foul, when there isn't a foul.
Exactly. And this is the last regular season broadcast we'll be doing of Wilmington Girls High School basketball. Hopefully we'll be able to do some postseason action. And like you said, that'll be next weekend. Next weekend's my weekend off.
Right. The girls have got some, you've got that Valentine's Day thing going on with your girlfriend, right?
Yep.
So where are you taking her?
Making dinner at home.
Oh, wow. At your home or hers?
Hers.
At her home. Mm-hmm. And does she have her own place?
Yep.
Oh, how comfy. So what are you fixing for her?
We're both cooking together.
Oh, that's sweet. All right. Is this, like Chinese food or steak?
Finding recipes online and just cooking something.
Well, so you never know what'll pop up there as far as what you're going to cook.
We were talking about last night, so we're trying to figure it all out. We got a week. Still got to get her a present.
Oh, you're going to get her a present besides that?
Oh, yeah, I got to. It's Valentine's Day.
You're such a man. Eh? What do you get me for Valentine's Day? Same thing you got me last year, right?
One of these. I got to go to Target. I think they're buy one, get one free this year.
So you'll give me the free one.
Yeah. Roger could have the other one.
Oh, Roger.
I'm just kidding. Roger's pretty cool.
Well,
way
Roger,
cooler than you, Rick.
I know Roger's the coolest guy on our team. He's always the cool guy.
And again, today's ball game is being brought to you by Bogart Southern Barbecue, located at 975 South Street here in Wilmington, Ohio. Stop in and see Marty and tell him thank you for bringing you all the Wilmington High School sports action, as well as the SCOL swimming championships that are going on right now over at Wilmington College with Charlie Hart, the whole Hartgray family, doing the video and the audio and everything else for there.
They're the whole crew. It's funny because Charlie's the one that's always bugging Marty about bringing some sweet potato pie. So Marty's bringing it Thursday, and guess who's not doing the game on Thursday?
Charlie.
He may have to come just for the pie, I guess.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing that I won't be there because you know what? I don't like sweet potato pie.
Yeah, well, I really am not a great fan of sweet potato.
If it's pecan pie, though?
But I do like sweet potato casserole.
Do it. Making a screechy noise.
It's like nails on a chalkboard.
Well, we now know we're all awake.
Well, as we get our mic and everything else figured out here in the gym, we're going to get ready to start the second half of play with Wilmington up 33-12 with 8 minutes to go here on the clock. Cincinnati Christian begins with the ball, nearly got it stolen away to begin the second half as Snyder has it, loses it out of bounds, going back to Wilmington. See Coach Scott Killen over there right across from us. He's always here. Maybe it was date night. Maybe he takes his wife out on date night every time to basketball games.
Scott?
Yeah.
He likes girls basketball.
He likes the guys basketball too. Some of his football players are on the team.
He's here quite a bit.
Fate Sanderson with the ball, gives it off to Jamil. Jamil finds Sanderson in the post. Sanderson stopped and dribbled back out. Gives it off to Susanna Johns, who will drive with it, and she will get fouled going up for the shot. Number 14 charged with the foul. Julia Carroll, her second, team's first of the half. And Susanna Johns will be shooting 2 at the line for the Hurricane. First one's up, Van Good. Second shot is up and in and out, no good for Johns. Rebounded by Spalding. Edmondson with the ball. And she's going to get fouled by Johns. That's going to be her third, team's first. Leah Frisco will come into the ball game for Johns. Inbound comes in to Snyder. Snyder gives it off to Edmondson. Edmondson on the drive, puts up a shot, no good, rebounded by Jamil. And the Lady Hurricane Jackson was wide open down the floor. Nobody found her, but Faith Sanderson found it, saved it from going out of bounds, and Jackson with the finish off the glass. That was so sloppy, but it looked so smooth in the finish.
It did. They actually made it look good.
Edmondson with the basketball out here on the right wing. Gives it down inside to Carroll, back outside to Edmondson. And that was a good acting job, too, on that foul.
Well, the feet did get tied up.
She looked like she was planking when she was falling down, though.
Well, the Cougars coach may have planted the seed in the ref's minds there because he talked to him, or at least tried to talk to them.
That's the second foul charged at Jamil and the second for the team in the half. Randall with the ball. Gives it down to Carroll. Puts up a shot. In and out. Rebounded by Spalding. And her shot is up and nothing but net. 2 points for the Cougars. Now Faith Sanderson with it over here on the left wing. Wilmington going right to left to begin the second half. Jackson with it in the corner. Gives it back to Jamil. Over to Sanderson. Sanderson dribbling it up on top. Trying to find somebody to give the ball to. Gives it off to Jamil. Jamil to Frisco. Finds Jackson. Nice move into the lane, but couldn't hit the shot. And the rebound is pulled down by Spalding, and she'll get it off to Snyder. Edmondson with the ball on the wing. Three-pointer up, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Tanner Stewart. And the Lady Cane. Leah Frisco with the rock. Wide open, Caitlin Jamil for three in the corner.
Oh, nice.
And it's nothing but net for Caitlin Jamil. 39-14. Hurricane in the lead. 5:35 to go in the third quarter. Snyder nearly had it stolen away by Jackson. And now Carroll gets the pass back, batted right back into her face. Snyder got the ball in a foul. Is going to get charged to Leah Frisco, number 34, her second in the team's third. Shooting two will be Snyder. First one's up and good. Second shot for Snyder is up and good. 2 for 2 there.
Nice free throws.
Jackson gets the inbound. Gives it off to Sanderson. Gives it off to Jamil in the corner. Jamil fits it down low to Sanders or to Stewart, and Stewart tried to save it from going out of bounds, but her foot was on the line. The ball's going back to the Cougars.
So a turnover by the Hurricane there, Rick.
Snyder with the basketball. Gets it. Stolen away by Jackson. Jackson all by herself, coast to coast.
Nice.
Easy layup, good.
strips the ball and drives to the basket and scores.
She's a great defender and a great offensive player. She's just a great all-around player, Rick.
And only a freshman.
And only a freshman in high school. Randall goes up with one hand.
Oh, nice.
Nice shot. Nice finger roll there by Randall. 41-18 now. Wilmington in the lead. Jackson with the ball. Fits it into Stewart. Stewart puts it up with one hand. No good. Gets her own rebound. Second chance is no good. Ball's loose on the floor. Ball's still loose.
Jump ball.
It's going to be a jump ball, and the possession stays with Wilmington here.
Well, one of the few times a foul hasn't been called.
Yes. It was a loose ball, though. Jackson will inbound from underneath their own basket. Gets it into Frisco. Puts up a shot.
and
one. Number 14, Carroll, her team's second. Now Frisco has a chance to complete a three-point play. And Frisco nails the three-point play to make it 44-18. Wilmington in the lead, 4:25 to go in the third quarter. Randall with the ball. Out here on the wing. Got a pick from Carroll. Gives it off to Edmondson for three. Air balls that one. Last touch by Faith Sanderson. The ball stays with Cincinnati Christian. Inbound comes right into Edmondson off the shot. In and out. Rebounded by Randall. And
back up.
Finish on the second chance. Faith Sanderson now on the other end. Kicks it back outside to Sarah Quallen. Gives it back to Sanderson. Sanderson pump fake on the drive in the lane. Good for two. 26-point lead for Wilmington. Snyder on the other end gets fouled on the shot, and I think that one's going to be against Maya Jackson.
That's your second foul, isn't it?
Just her second, the team's fourth. Shooting two will be Julie Snyder. First shot by Snyder is up and no good. And the second shot is up and no good. Spalding nearly had the rebound. The ball goes out of bounds, going back to the Lady Hurricane there, Rick. 26-point lead, 46-20 with 3:45 to go in the third quarter. The Lady Cane in the lead right now. Faith Sanderson with the ball. Gives it cross court to Leah Frisco. Cross court to Caitlin Jamil. Over in the corners, Faith Sanderson makes a move. Three-pointers airballed. Rebounded by Carroll, who throws it away. And it's reined back in by Snyder. Gives it off to Edmondson, who nearly lost it. Excuse me, that was Randall. Now this one's stolen away. Maya Jackson, easy bucket on the steal. Inbound. Snyder will bring it up the floor after she inbounded to Randall and got it back. And this one's going to be stolen away by Jackson again. And Jackson makes it look easy. Again, another steal for Maya Jackson. 19 points on the night, Rick. She's pretty close to maybe a triple-double, too.
Right, yeah.
Randall gives it off to Carroll up here on the top.
That's a triple.
To Snyder. Nearly got it stolen away again. Edmondson down low gets fouled by Sarah Quallen. That's number 4 for Quallen and number 5 for the team. Wilmington with their largest lead of the game right now, 30 points, 50-20. Shooting two is Edmonton. First one up and no good. Susanna Johns and Jatasia John back into the ball game for Wilmington. And so is Tanner Stewart. Second shot at the line is up and no good. Off to the right. Lane violation, I think. Here comes Wilmington down the floor. Caitlin Jamil with the basketball. 2.5 minutes to go in the third. to Jatasia Johns. Gives it off to Leah Frisco. Over to Susanna Johns. Over to Tanner Stewart. Over to Caitlin Jamil. Now to Frisco. On the right wing. Frisco to Susanna Johns was calling for it. Got the basket and is fouled.
Banked it right off.
Number 30, Spalding, her second, team's third. And now Susanna Johns will attempt a three-point play here with one free throw. It's up. It's good. Three-point play completed. And Wilmington doing a lot better here in the second half with their free throws so far, Rick. Here comes Snyder up the floor with the basketball. Gives it off to Randall. Randall out to Carroll. Nearly got it stolen away. Gives it back to Snyder. Snyder over to Spalding. Over to Randall on the left wing. Randall going to drive. Put up a one-handed floater. No good. Ball's loose on the floor. It's going to stay.
Cougars ball.
With the Cougars, yep.
Wilmington look like they're playing a zone.
They've been playing zone all night, I believe, Rick. Randall to inbound, gets it into Carroll. Gives it out to Edmondson. Now back over here to Randall on the wing. And it's stolen away by Leah Frisco. Here goes Frisco down the floor. Easy bucket for Leah Frisco.
That was nice.
Here comes Snyder. Back down the floor, looking to take it coast to coast. Step up jumper. No good.
Going to stay with the Cougars, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, both of you agreed with me, so it must have been right.
You are right.
Yeah.
He's got a better view of it. Edmondson gets the inbound in the corner. Driving, puts up a shot.
Oh, that was nice.
Nice bucket. 33-point lead now, 55-22. Wilmington in the lead, 1:10 to go in the third quarter. Johns gives it off to Frisco. Frisco over to Susanna Johns. Tanner Stewart with the ball. Gets it inside. Susanna Johns goes up with it. No good. Rebounded by Edmondson. Under a minute to play now here in the third quarter. 55-22. Hurricane in the lead. Edmondson gives it off to Snyder. Snyder to Spalding. Spalding over to Randall. Now over to Carroll. Back to Snyder on the right wing. Snyder looking to drive. She will. She'll put up a shot, and it's off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Jatasia Johns. She'll hand it off to Leah Frisco. He'll take it up past half court as we're at 25 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Jamil with the ball. Wilmington most likely will probably hold for the last shot here, Rick. Leah Frisco gives it off to Johns. He gives it off to Stewart. Stewart's going to drive. Lost it. Stolen away by Carroll, and a foul. Going to be called against Tanner Stewart. That's number 3 for her and number 6 for the team.
9 seconds remaining in this third quarter play.
Snyder gets the inbound. She'll drive all the way up the floor again. Throws this one away, trying to fit it into Spalding. 4.3 seconds to go here in the third quarter now. Jamil gets the inbound. She'll bring it all the way up the floor.
Shoot.
1 second. Gets off a shot at the buzzer, and it is no good. So at the end of our third quarter of play, our score, Wilmington 55, Cincinnati Christian 22. You're listening to live girls high school basketball action on CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports. I'm AJ Ganger. With me, as always, Rick Phillips.
Yo.
You like the cool hat now?
And of course,
we got Roger over there dancing. Now he's got the camera on.
He's dancing to the muse in his head.
The music of me and yours, soothing voices.
That's it.
At least we're not on like talk radio where we talk real soft.
Well, we'll be launching our TalkTV.us network, and then there'll be that kind of soothing talk. We won't be doing it.
Here we got about 15 seconds before we start this fourth quarter of play. What do you think of this game so far? Wilmington is just running away with this one with a 33-point lead.
Yeah, they've had very, very aggressive defense, and obviously they've been on spot as far as their offense. And maybe it's senior night, and that's sort of some of their inspiration. the Cougars sort of seem like they're a little dazed. Wilmington came out fast, and they've built up this 33-point lead here going into the fourth quarter. And I would imagine it's going to be much of the same in that fourth quarter.
And both teams do have a 10-11 record, Rick, so it is kind of surprising to see, Wilmington running away with it. On paper, these teams are evenly matched.
Well, at least as far as their record. We don't know who they played, or how strong their league is. We know Wilmington, the SCOL, is a very strong girls basketball league.
For girls high school basketball, yes. Randall with the ball as Cincinnati Christian begins with it to begin the fourth. Three-pointer from the top, no good. Rebounded by Spalding. Kicks it back outside to Edmondson. Edmondson gives it off to Snyder. Snyder on the drive, goes up. Fouled by Tanner Stewart. So now Cincinnati Christian will be in the bonus for the rest of the way here. And that's Tanner Stewart's fourth, and a full timeout. It wants to be taken by Mark Short. So a full timeout here for Wilmington, Rick. And like we were talking about here before the fourth quarter got underway, this is a very strong league, the SCOL, for girls high school basketball.
Right. I mean, you've got teams like this Wilmington Hurricane team that's coming on towards the end of the season. They're a young team, and we knew they were just going to get better as the year went on. You've obviously got the cream of the crop when you talk about Miami Trace. They are ranked as far as the state. You've got Greenfield McLean, the co-champions from last year with Chillicothe. Chillicothe's not too bad this year, and I think what was the surprise to me was the Clinton Massey team. They were undefeated until the first defeat suffered, by the Hurricane here at home. They've dropped a few more after that, but still very strong team from Clinton Massey.
I'm going to go out here on a limb right now and say this. I mean, this Wilmington Lady Hurricane team is young, but in the future, the next couple years, I see them not only as a threat in districts, but I also see them as a threat maybe for a state championship.
Very possibly.
They're going to be just as good as these boys here.
I think so. I think
they're getting to that point now.
Right.
Which is scary to watch them play, Yeah,
I think that, there's only greatness for this team in the next few years to come.
First shot for Snyder is no good at the line. Second shot is up and no good as well. Jump ball, and the ball is going to go back to Wilmington.
He's like, ooh, a little bending.
That was like slow motion, too.
Right.
All right. Sanderson, who's back into the ball game, will bring it up the floor for Wilmington. Susanna Johns with the basketball. He's at the header, Fryman. Over to Jatasia Johns. Oh, man. Stewart was just a little late on that pass. It was a good play, just a little late.
Right.
Sanderson will inbound. Gets it in to Stewart. Gets it back out to Susanna Johns. Back inside to Faith Sanderson.
Oh, that was nice.
Beautifully good for 2 points for the Hurricane. 57-22, Wilmington in the lead. Edmondson with the basketball. Gives it out to Randall. Gives it off to Snyder. Snyder got it.
Nice. Snyder's a good little player.
Yeah. She's got 5 points.
She moves real well without the ball, and that's the key to a lot of good basketball. You've got to move without the ball as well as you do with the ball.
Jatasia Johns fits it into Susanna Johns.
Nice block.
Tried a Magic Johnson hook shot, but it got blocked. Snyder gives it off to Randall. Gives it over to Edmondson. Edmondson driving, lost the ball, goes out of bounds, and it will stay with Cincinnati Christian into the ball game now. Number 12, McLaughlin.
Christian McLaughlin, and for Cincinnati Christian School. Galen Jamil back in for their.
Galen Jamil into the ball game for Wilmington. Inbound comes in Edmondson. Shot, bucket, and one. Fouls on number 20 for Heather Fryman, her first. Team's eighth. Bonus shot, no good. Rebounded by Spalding. Whistle, jump ball. It'll stay with the Cougars. Randall to inbound. Gets it in Edmondson. Straight shot right away. Up and good for 2. 57-28. Wilmington in the lead. Chateza Johns gives it off to Heather Fryman. Gives it off to Susanna Johns. Gives it off to Tanner Stewart, who's fouled on the drive. Number 30, Spalding, charged with the foul. Her third, team's fourth. Shooting 2 will be Tanner Stewart. First one's up and no good.
Little hard.
Second shot is up. That one is good to extend the lead back out to 30. Snyder will bring the ball up the floor here for the Cougars. Gives it off to Randall. Randall has a wide open look at 3 from the wing. Up and no good. Rebound by Spalding. That shot no good. And Galen Jamil has the basketball. Gives it off to Susanna Johns. Tasia Johns, bad pass, stolen away by the Cougars. Here comes Snyder down the floor with the basketball. Snyder gives it off, and that one's off the foot of Tanner Stewart. Back into the ball game for the first time since that technical foul. Statzer and number 14, Julia Carroll. Number 15, Miller into the ball game. Sarah Quallen back in 2. Here comes the inbound into Miller.
What do we got?
Whistle.
Timeout?
Timeout taken by Cincinnati Christian. 30-second timeout. 58-28, Rick.
Cougars go over a 30-second timeout.
You doing okay over there, Roger? That's good. All right.
Next Thursday night, the regular season games for the boys. Of course, they only have 1 loss this year at home. It'll be senior night next Thursday, right here in the gym. So don't miss it. Next Thursday, the 11th of February. Washington Courthouse will be the opponent.
Inbound comes into Miller. Gives it off to number 33. No good on the shot by Statzer. And Jamil will bring the ball the rest of the way up the court for Wilmington. Jamil with it out on top. Sarah Quallen. Johns gives it back out to Jamil. Susanna Johns with it on the right wing. Gives it off to Sarah Quallen on the left wing. Wilmington trying to get the ball in the post. They can't. And Jamil acted like she was going to go. And then she hesitated.
Right. And obviously the ball was tossed.
Here comes Statzer up the floor with the basketball. Gives it off to Miller. Miller on the drive. Kicks it back out to Statzer. Randall lost it. Ball's loose. And an over and back against Cincinnati Christian.
Yeah, really, Wilmington could have let that ball go.
Yeah. Jamil gets the inbound, nearly knocked away. She's about a split second too late with that arm swing. Johns tried to find Susanna Johns. Ball gets knocked out of bounds, and it'll stay with Wilmington.
Just over 4 minutes to go in this ball game.
58-28, Wilmington in the lead. Inbound, pulled down by Sarah Quallen. Gives it out to Fryman. He'll kick it outside to Susanna Johns. Over to Kaylin Jamil. Over to Sarah Quallen. Nice passing by Wilmington. Chateza Johns gives it off to Heather Fryman. Fryman inside, ball's loose. jump ball. It'll go to Cincinnati Christian.
Good heads-up defense by the Cougars.
3:44 to go in the game, 58-28.
All right.
So it is Wilmington's basketball.
Yeah. Jump ball. Wilmington keeps the ball.
Inbound comes into Fryman, who loses it out of bounds. And the ball is going back to the Cougars. Statzer brings the ball up the floor. Gets it across half court. Gives it off to Miller. Miller got cut off. Fits it in.
Nice.
Basket by McLaughlin. 58-30 now. Susanna Johns with the ball. Gives it off to Fryman, who gives it off to Jatasia Johns. Heather Fryman. Gives it off to Susanna Johns. Back over to Jamil. 3 minutes to go. Nice pass to Quallen. That one had some steam on it. Bad pass. Ball's loose on the floor. Whistle. And Jatasia's foot must have been on the line because the ball's going back to the Cougars. Here comes Maya Jackson back out on the floor. Oh, it was a jump ball.
31. Katie Snyder for Cougars.
Katie Snyder into the ball game for the Cougars, number 31. Statzer brings the ball up. Gives it off to Miller. Miller back over here to Statzer. Statzer drives, puts up the hook shot.
Nice.
Good for 2. Here comes Jackson up the floor. Backs it back out, gives it off to Jatasia Johns. Over to Fryman, over to Quallen. Quallen fits it inside to Johns. Back outside, Caitlin Jamil for 2. No good. Rebounded by Maya Jackson, who's got 19 points, Rick.
She's had a good game.
Now, she should at least have a double-double. Fryman to Jamil. Gives it off. In the corner is Quallen. Maya Jackson inside. Sarah Quallen. Nice pass by Jackson to Quallen for the easy 2.
Good execution of that play.
Under 2 minutes to play, 145. Statzer with the ball. Gives across court to Miller. Miller to McLaughlin. Back outside to Miller. Miller back out on top of the basketball. Gives it off to Statzer. Statzer gets it stolen away by Jamil. Easy 2, no good. Rebounded by Jackson, who's fouled. Fouls on number 31. Snyder, her first, team's 5th. Jackson at the line, shooting 2. First one's up and good. Sanderson into the ball game, and so is number 5, Worthington.
Student section's going crazy.
And the second one's no good. Rebound, whistle, jump ball, and it'll stay with Wilmington. A nice hand from the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Good way to send the senior off. In our last home game. Ball coming up the court. It's stolen away. Sanderson has the ball up front. 1 minute to go in the ball game. 61-32. Wilmington in the lead. Fryman with the ball. Gives it off to Jamil. Sarah Quallen inside. Fryman with the layup. Good for 2 points by Fryman. It's a 31-point lead, the biggest one of the game. Randall with the ball, working against Jackson. Her eyes are always on the ball, Rick.
Yes, she's intense. There's no question about it.
McLaughlin gives it off to Miller, puts up a shot and a
she's
whistle
fouled.
and a foul against Fryman. Her second, team's 8th.
Fouls on Heather Fryman, her second. Team 9th, at the line number 15, Kylie Miller.
Miller shooting 2. First one's up, no good.
Number 1, Jillian Miller in the ballgame for
Julianne Miller into the ball game now for the Cougars. 27.4 seconds to go in the game. Second shot is up and no good as well. Rebounded by Sanderson and the Hurricane. And they can pretty much dribble this one out, Rick. Caitlin Jamil with the ball. Gives it off to Fryman, who gives it off to Quallen. Finds Jamil down low for the easy 2.
Jamil, field goal Hurricane.
Miller gets the inbound from Miller. 2 seconds.
And that's the game.
Gonna do it. Our final score, Wilmington 65 and Cincinnati Christian 32.
Wilmington girls play next Saturday at Lebanon at 11 o'clock. Next Saturday, I think it's the 13th, at 11 o'clock against CJ. Everybody needs to be there. Root them on. Next Saturday, the 13th, at Lebanon, 11 o'clock in the morning.
All right, again, our final score, Wilmington 65, Cincinnati Christian 32. Maya Jackson with 20 points tonight. Pretty sure she had maybe close to a triple-double. I know she had a double-double for sure. And Wilmington will improve to 500, 11-11 on the year. Cincinnati Christian falls to 10-12, Rick.
Good game by the Hurricane, 65-32. That's an impressive score. I don't know, I can't recall whether Wilmington has scored 65 points in any of the other games that we've done this year.
Maybe the Clint Massey game, Rick. Even though I think that one was in the low 40s. I mean, that was just a great game.
Yeah, that was. But anyway, I guess we're going to get ready to pack it in here and head back over to the college. AJ, you're going to be heading back to Troy.
Yep.
And, I might drop in and have a little meal well, I'm going to be working next Saturday, so I guess I won't be. I was going to stop in and see what you guys were cooking, this coming Saturday, maybe have a little bit to eat. But anyway, for AJ Ganger, Rick Phillips, and as always, Roger Thompson. We're heading back over to Wilmington College for the SCOL Swimming Championships. You can tune on our other channel there on Campus Nation and listen to Charlie Hargrave and Crystal Hargrave as they bring you the swimming from Wilmington College, the championships. This has been Rick Phillips, and our score here, 65-32. Good night, everybody.